Hello everyone, I'm Lucy, your English teacher. Today, we're going to listen to an exciting conversation about a fantastical journey into a world where nothing is as it seems. This dialogue explores the wonders and mysteries of Alice's adventures in Wonderland. As you listen, try to imagine the curious characters and strange events they discuss. It might just spark your own imagination. So, let's get ready to embark on this magical adventure together.
Hey, Dad. Do you remember that book you got me last month? Alice's Adventures in Wonderland?
Of course I remember, Lewis Carroll's classic. Have you finished it yet?
Yep, I just finished it yesterday. And I have to say, it's one of the most interesting books I've ever read. I love how it's so strange and surprising. You never know what's going to happen next.
That's one of the great things about Alice in Wonderland. It's full of unexpected twists and turns. What was your favorite part?
Oh, that's hard. But I think I really liked the part where Alice meets the Cheshire Cat. He's so mysterious, with that creepy smile. He always seems to know more than he's saying.
Ah, yes, the Cheshire Cat. He's quite the character. He's not only mysterious, but also a bit philosophical. Remember when he says, "We're all mad here"?
Yeah, that line really stuck with me. It made me think, is he saying everyone in Wonderland is crazy, or is he saying something deeper about the world?
That's a great question, Mia. Some people think the Cheshire Cat is hinting that life itself can be a little chaotic and confusing, just like Wonderland. What do you think?
I think maybe he's saying that it's okay to be a little different. Everyone in Wonderland is weird in their own way, but they all just accept it and go on with their lives.
Exactly. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is all about embracing the unexpected and being open to new experiences, even if they seem strange. What did you think of Alice as a character?
I really liked Alice. She's brave, but also curious. Even when she's confused or scared, she keeps asking questions and trying to understand what's going on. I feel like I'd be really lost in Wonderland.
That's true. Alice's curiosity is one of her biggest strengths. Even though she doesn't understand everything around her, she never gives up. It's a great lesson for life, don't you think?
Yeah, it made me realize that asking questions is super important. Like when Alice asks, "Who in the world am I?" She's trying to figure out who she really is. I think that's something we all wonder sometimes.
You're absolutely right. That question, "Who am I?" is something we all ask ourselves at different points in life. Alice's journey through Wonderland is like her trying to find out more about herself. Do you ever feel like that?
I guess I do. I'm still figuring out what I like and who I want to be. It's kind of like I'm on my own little adventure, but without the talking animals.
Ha ha. True, but your adventure is just as important. And just like Alice, you'll meet all kinds of strange and wonderful things along the way. The key is to stay curious and keep learning, just like she did.
That's so cool, Dad. I never thought of it that way. You know what else I loved about the book? The Mad Hatter's tea party. It was so crazy and fun.
Oh yes, the tea party. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare are hilarious in that scene. It's complete chaos. But Alice tries to make sense of it. What did you take away from that part?
I think it shows that not everything has to make sense all the time. Sometimes it's okay to just go with the flow, even if things are a bit silly or don't follow the rules.
That's a good point. The Mad Hatter's tea party reminds us that sometimes life can be unpredictable, and we just have to enjoy the ride, even if it's a little confusing.
Exactly. That's what makes Wonderland so fun. You don't know what's going to happen next, but you just keep going and seeing what's around the corner.
And that's why it's such a timeless story. It teaches us to embrace the unknown, keep asking questions, and enjoy the journey, no matter how strange it may seem.
I guess that's why I liked it so much. It's not just a story about a girl in a weird place. It's about figuring things out, being brave and staying curious, even when things don't make sense.
Exactly. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mia. Sounds like you learned a lot from Alice's adventures. Do you think you'll read more books like this?
Definitely. I want to find more stories that make me think, like Alice in Wonderland. Do you have any recommendations?
Well, if you liked Alice in Wonderland, you might enjoy The Wizard of Oz. It's another classic where the main character goes on an adventure and meets all kinds of unusual characters. Plus, it's full of life lessons, just like Alice.
That sounds perfect. I'll have to check it out. Thanks, Dad.
Anytime, kiddo. I'm always here to help you find your next adventure.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucy, and today we're going to talk about some fun words and phrases from a really interesting conversation. In that conversation, Mia and her dad George talked about Alice's adventures in Wonderland and how it's full of surprises and twists. We'll be using parts of that dialogue to learn some cool vocabulary and expressions that can help you understand English better. Ready? Let's jump in. In the conversation, Mia says that Alice goes on an adventure. Alice goes on an adventure through Wonderland. Adventure. Adventure. An adventure is an exciting journey or experience, something that might even feel a little risky or unusual. You've probably been on an adventure yourself, like going somewhere new or trying something for the first time. For example, you could say, "We went on an adventure to the mountains last weekend." Or, "Starting a new school can feel like an adventure." Adventures don't have to be as wild as Wonderland. Sometimes, even exploring your neighborhood can be a mini adventure. What makes something an adventure is how unexpected and exciting it feels. Life itself can feel like an adventure as you discover new things. Keep that sense of curiosity, and you'll always find excitement in the everyday. Now, let's talk about figure out. Mia's dad says Alice is trying to figure out who she is. Alice is trying to figure out who she really is during her journey. Figure out. Figure out. When you figure something out, it means you solve a problem or understand something that was confusing before. It's like a light bulb going off in your head. For instance, I couldn't understand the math problem, but then I figured it out. Or, she finally figured out what she wants to study in college. Sometimes it takes time to figure things out, and that's okay. Even adults are still figuring out parts of their lives. It's important to ask questions and keep learning, just like Alice did in Wonderland. Whether it's a puzzle or a personal challenge, figuring things out gives you a sense of accomplishment. One phrase I love from the conversation is, "Go with the flow." Here's what Mia says. Sometimes in life, you have to go with the flow, even if things seem confusing. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. This phrase means to accept things as they happen and not fight against the situation. If something unexpected happens, instead of stressing out, you just adapt and go with it. For example, we didn't plan on rain during our picnic, but we decided to go with the flow and had fun anyway. Or, you can't control everything, sometimes you just have to go with the flow. It's important to remember that life doesn't always go the way we expect. But if you go with the flow, you'll often find new opportunities or solutions. Being flexible is a great skill to have. Even Alice had to go with the flow when things got strange in Wonderland. Next, we have make sense. George says, "Not everything in Wonderland makes sense, but Alice keeps going." Make sense. Make sense. When something makes sense, it means it's logical or easy to understand. If something doesn't make sense, it's confusing or strange. You could say, "The instructions make sense now that I've read them again." Or, "This plan doesn't make sense. Can we talk it through?" In Wonderland, not much makes sense, but that's part of the fun. Sometimes things don't make sense in real life either, and that's okay. It's all about figuring things out as you go, just like Alice. Remember, it's okay to ask questions when things don't make sense. Now, twists. George mentioned this about the book. Alice in Wonderland is full of unexpected twists and turns. Twists. Twists. A twist in a story is when something surprising happens, something you didn't see coming. It changes the direction of the plot. For example, there was a huge twist at the end of the movie. Or, the story had so many twists and turns, I couldn't guess what would happen next. Twists keep stories exciting and make you want to keep reading or watching. They surprise you and sometimes change everything you thought you knew about the story. That's why Alice's adventure is so fun. It's full of surprises. And life is full of twists too. Things don't always go as planned, but that's what makes it interesting. Then we have the word philosophical. Mia says the Cheshire Cat is a bit like this. The Cheshire Cat's words are very philosophical, making Alice think about life. Philosophical. Philosophical. Philosophical means thinking deeply about big questions in life, like what things mean or how the world works. It's often connected to ideas about existence or wisdom. For instance, he asked a very philosophical question about happiness. Or, her comments were philosophical and made us think. When someone is philosophical, they aren't just talking about normal things. They're thinking on a deeper level. The Cheshire Cat made Alice think about the meaning of the things she was seeing in Wonderland. It's fun to ask big questions sometimes, even if you don't have all the answers. Being philosophical means being curious about how life works and thinking beyond just the simple answers. Next, Mia mentions the Cheshire Cat being mysterious. Let's look at what she said. The Cheshire Cat is mysterious with his strange smile and cryptic answers. Mysterious. Mysterious. When something or someone is mysterious, it means they are hard to understand or full of secrets. There's something about them that we can't quite figure out. For example, the island was quiet and mysterious, as if it was hiding something. Or, he's a mysterious person. I can never tell what he's thinking. Mysteries are fun because they make us want to know more. When something is mysterious, we get curious and try to figure it out, just like Alice did with the Cheshire Cat. Being mysterious can be exciting, but it can also make things a little confusing. That's why people are often interested in mysteries. They want to find the answers. And here's a fun one. Hilarious. Mia said she loved the Mad Hatter's Tea Party because it was so funny. The Mad Hatter's Tea Party was hilarious with all the silly things happening. Hilarious. Hilarious. If something is hilarious, it means it's extremely funny. More than just funny, it's laugh-out-loud funny. For instance, that joke was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. Or, the movie was hilarious. Everyone in the theater was laughing. Hilarious things make us laugh until we cry. We all need moments of laughter, and that's why stories like Alice in Wonderland are so fun. They mix mystery with humor. Laughter is one of the best ways to feel good, and it's even better when shared with others. The more hilarious moments you have, the more you enjoy life. Finally, let's talk about turn the corner. Mia's dad said in Wonderland, "You never know what's around the corner." In Wonderland, you never know what will happen when you turn the corner. Turn the corner. Turn the corner. To turn the corner means to pass a difficult point and move towards something better, or to be surprised by what happens next. For example, after being sick for a week, she finally turned the corner and started feeling better. Or, our team has been losing, but I think we're about to turn the corner and start winning again. This phrase is useful because it helps describe those moments when things suddenly get better. In life, you never know what's waiting for you when you turn the corner. Sometimes it's a challenge, but other times it's something wonderful. Just like in Wonderland, the unexpected keeps things interesting. So, next time you feel stuck, remember, you might just be about to turn the corner. So today we've explored some really useful phrases and words like adventure, go with the flow, and hilarious. These are the kinds of expressions that can help you sound more natural in English and keep your conversations lively. If you have any questions or want to share your thoughts, feel free to leave a comment or ask me. I'm excited to hear what you think, and I hope today's lesson was as fun for you as it was for me. See you next time.